Hello, good evening everyone, and welcome to one new stream. As we are waiting for the timer to go to 0 so we can join. Meanwhile, we can discuss if David Tunica is the F1 world F1 esports world champion, or if it's some other David Tunica. Wait, was the F1 esports guy Davide Tunica? Either way, we have quite a Ferrari fest here. Hi Stefano and Joao. He is him. I remember, must have been 1 year ago, racing some Ferrari fixed at Monza against David Tunica, but I could not figure it out if it's actually him or not. You raced him a lot in ACC. Okay, well, then we will assume that this P1 in leaderboard is probably fast enough for a F1 esports champion. Anyway, I've been long asking myself, what exactly does mean this que autodromo? It's like what a racetrack or something like that, is it? Like que is like what? I have no idea. Autodromo, I think it's self-explanatory. Bonsoir, Pierre. So let's join then. It's lovely to have this new option when you just move the steering wheel on SimuCube and it automatically enables FFB. No need to go and click in the app. It's at the same time annoying because sometimes I just sit quickly into the sim rig and gently move this rim and it just goes beep 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 and FFB is on, and then it goes beep 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 5 minutes later and it turns it off. It's quite loud in the night. And there is no setting here for like to do that. You cannot make a setting to disable it to actually have to click, because sometimes I want to have to click. Anyway, David is farming from weeks. Okay, well, that's nice. Right, what do we have here? Fixed setup, of course. I think brake migration goes max front, which means a bit less on the brake bias. I will have to calculate the fuel a little bit because it's fuel times 2. Well, long time no Ferrari. Should I adjust my camera position a bit? Ah, that's max up. Okay, I think it's good enough. Do you think it has sense to farm DR? I mean, it makes sense if you want to be split one in like weeklies and special events and so on. But it's very easy to, like, if you have some speed, it's easy to have kind of gold one at least. If you do like 50 races and do decently well, maybe. Although I don't remember at what amount of races I actually achieved gold 1, but I started a bit better off because it transferred from R Factor 2, so I was already silver 1, I think, if not 2. Ooh, it's rotating. Who's gonna drive for Ferrari? Oh, well, VLMS or LMVS, I honestly don't care at all who drives for Ferrari, as long as Le Mans Virtual actually is announced soon, then I'm happy. Then they can have whoever they want, just make it public that it's gonna happen, Le Mans Virtual again. Hi Zoltan. And I realize I can do this. No need to hide it like in VMS. This braking zone is quite difficult for Ferrari. I remember that from months ago when I drove this combo. Well then. Less fuel, of course, but not too little. Because it is ×2. Come on, where is my it's here. Okay. I'm gonna just put it like this, I suppose. So we can all follow the strat. And see how I mess it up once again. Like on Sunday. As I realize I have still the wrong color scheme. Wait. I cannot qualify like that. Where is my sim hub? Not here. LED. Is that red enough? This will do it. Okay. Let's drive. Will the servers be okay for VLMS? I mean, they have to be, right? If they're not, then it's RIP. But guys, you know what? I've been farming a bit of iRating today. And in the week before. iRacing servers are not stable. I've been kicked once, lost connection. I talked to others. They had cars disappearing, reappearing. There was this packet loss notification. You know, like I had the same today. Cars in iRacing disappeared from the server, even though it was just... why is it so... okay. It's battery is clipping and I'm wondering why the rear is snapping. Battery full. So yeah, I got packet loss notification. Luckily today I didn't disconnect, but I don't see how iRacing servers are any different from RF2 servers. I've had similar situation or similar experience. So. Niklas, where French car? Maybe for the next attempt at WEC experience. So basically the schedule for this week is a bit weird. It's only 2 beginner or bronze races and then it's 3 intermediate races alternating. And I just couldn't make a streamable schedule out of it. And then I thought, well, it's gonna work fine if I just do 2 times WEC experience because I enjoy this hypercar fixed multiclass. And it's a bit of strategy because fuel ×2. And then maybe once with Ferrari and once with something else. Maybe a French car, maybe LMDH. Although I didn't have best pace with like Porsche last time I took LMDH, but it was Portimao and Portimao is corners, which is tragic for LMDH cars, which love straights and acceleration. So let's decrease the output a bit then. How are tires? I'm gonna take a bit more of hit. Car disappearing and jumping. Yeah, I mean, but it was like, it was same like Le Mans Virtual Series at Nordschleife, where it was red flagged because cars disappeared. Like just everything disappeared for half a minute and then reappeared back again. I'm forgetting that Ferrari has early shift point. Just about enough for provisional pole, I think. But everyone will keep improving. Gotta love it when the track limits are not strict and they actually go back to green. I will eventually find the apex. I don't like the lack of rotation in low speed. But I don't really know how the ARBs go with the Ferrari. +2 rear, -1 front. Hopefully it works. That's a bit better, or maybe just the tires are up to temp. Why braking on grass? Do you mean into the last corner? It's the iRacing line. We keep telling and reporting that tarmac is way too grippy, and they keep making it slippery, but not enough. Come on, Apex! Ah, okay. Well, next lap. It's mine. I don't know. It's less grippy, and I failed it now, of course. So maybe it's worse. You can feel the lockup, right? If you take that line, but maybe when lift and coasting it's better. 2 more attempts. I don't have enough fuel. Power the tires. I have to keep going, I guess. Purple. High liminal. Apex, there we go. I mean, this is much more stable. Not using the tarmac, but the corner just becomes much more closed. Well, I had enough energy, but the ratio is too low. So anyway, maybe I can just save fuel and practice the pit entry. Macedo in P2 pit as well. Okay, we have some pace. That's good to see. Finally no big risk of losing DR again. I've been on a solid and consistent way from gold 2 to silver 3. Time to reverse it. Hello, Costas. It's funny to drive Ferrari GT3 fixed in iRacing on Interlagos, and some hours later to drive LMU Interlagos with Ferrari hypercar. To some extent it's remarkably similarly handling, like the way that you don't really have that much front feeling, at least at low speed. But I mean, GT3 is always low speed compared to hypercar. Just that here the car starts sliding and then you catch it, but in iRacing it just starts sliding and then something unexplainable happens and at some point it just gives up. And that would have been a drive-through. That is a drive-through. God. Interesting that it already pops out that early. Usually it only shows when you exit the pits. Or is that a Quali feature? Anyway, so we will increase the fuel ratio a little bit. Although I don't know, I had quite low motor map now, so it shows higher ratio. I will increase it a little bit anyway. But we will trust tiny pedal with strat. Should be fine. Hi Fury, hi David. Hoisinqueld Ultimate. I never tried it. I just heard. Ooh, Akos into P2. I heard years ago that they were of course sturdier, better, could withstand more force, but they lacked a bit of software. But it has been probably improved by now. I think James Baldwin has the ultimates, right? I mean, again, this pedal is like... It's good to have possibility to use the damper on the pedal if you drive certain cars. Like in iRacing, if you drive iRacing GT3s, then you really benefit from having a damper, even like programmable damper, such as SimiCube 2, what is it called, active pedals. Because you just smash the pedal and let the damping slow it down. Because the way to drive iRacing GT3s, if you watched Daniel Murad's video, he claimed that 2 cars of GT3s in iRacing are problematic when it comes to braking, that you have to slowly increase the force instead of max and then like decrease. But it's, to me, it looks like all the cars are like that in iRacing, just slowly increase and like 3/4 of the way to apex you reach the max and then slowly starts lifting. So damper surely helps there. But if you, I mean, if it's just a load cell, you can have 200 kilos of load cell and not really gonna change much, right? Rafa has nothing to do with Rafa Nadal, but Rafa has to do with Rafael Martinez, the exceptional guy from what country did he come from? From Middle America. I don't know how is it exactly it's called. Come from nothing and created something great, and then created Rafa Racing Club, and then Rafa Esports team emerged out of it. It's not Argentina, it was like in Middle America, or Mesoamerica, or whatever it's called. I have Hoisinqueld Sprints. No, about the pedals, I wanted to say, so I think the biggest help is to have this rumble motor, so like haptic feedback, so that you can set up rumbling according to whatever telemetry you want. Anyway, let's get ready to release. And we are green. really feels understeery when the batteries or like the output is max and you exit turn 3 at Interlagos. You can feel the front pulling so hard. Difficult to make the exit with so much front traction asking. But somehow we need to empty the battery to avoid it clipping in sector 2. Did I forget to... Oh no. Did I forget to increase the... I think I adjusted fuel ratio, but I didn't set the virtual energy, right? I think that's not that great, but I think I can make it work. But I need to do the whole 6 laps now and then. Let's see what Tiny Pedal says, because it's 1.5 stints. But I didn't expect to lift and coast like crazy. Not the first time it happens. It's not planned, it's not staged. But I will use the pace advantage that I seemingly have to save some fuel. Optimizing battery deploy per corner is a legit thing, but remember it only turns on LMH cars above 190. And there are really not many corners where you actually turn on the motors. But yeah, Interlagos turn 3 exit, but that's easy flat anyway. Or like Pujon exit at Spa. Yeah, I don't know. Let's put this thing to max then. That is annoying. But it really should work. Because Interlagos is very lean on fuel demand. Because you're coasting so much. So I think it's fine. No extra pit stop necessary. Yeah, the fuel number, it shows how much I would have to fill up now to make it to the end. So I have 23 liters, and when I burn them, the fuel number will be 100, so it's gonna be spot on, I think. But let's see. The issue is that others will have to fill up, I don't know, 70% or 60%, and I will have to fill 100. So that's the bad part. I will have to do a couple of moves for sure. But pace is for sure good, so that's fine. I think it's the issue that I always go and check the fuel and do click on one of the fuel settings and then I just assume it's fine for the race. I think they crashed behind me. P2, P3. That's convenient. So yeah, I adjusted fuel ratio and virtual energy obviously doesn't mean anything, so just started with way too little. So I can do 4 more. Yeah, it is multi-class. We will catch the GT3s at some point. And I hope we catch them right before I box, or well, right after I box. For lift and coasting, using that tarmac is surely beneficial, because you're not hard on brake anyway. Just open up the corner and carrying the speed. Yeah, I see the first of GT3s. High sub-Z, yeah, I can show quickly. Although there is really not much science in it. I think it's mostly about setting up the max pedal force, or like the max pressure, in the way that you know at what point you're reaching 100%. And then how much you have to press to actually go from zero, like to traverse the dead zone at the start, if you want like a dead zone. Which makes me remember my PTSD from Maastricht Simformula Europe event, when the dead zone was so huge that I had no idea at what point I'm starting to actually make input. So Tiny Pedal now says I don't even have to fill up fully, but that's because on average I've been saving so much. I don't want to keep lift and coasting this much for sure. Right, one more. If battery cooperates. I don't really have, not battery, energy. I don't really have much energy there. 3.9. But I would have gotten stuck behind the Aston anyway. I think I will maybe avoid the most of GT3s now. But yeah, really not ideal. So if you guys don't know what's going on, if you just joined, I adjusted fuel ratio and forgot to adjust virtual energy from Quali to race, so started on a little bit too little. Yeah, I just got... Ooh. Okay, don't crash. I got the worst of the traffic now. Now I hope they will let me box. Okay. In. And we're in. So yeah, I will have 41%, 41 second pit stop, but others will have, I don't know, 25. I mean, still alive. Strategy will work out. I just need to probably overtake 5-10 cars and gain 15 seconds. This is intermediate wake experience. But next one that I'm doing is the bronze beginner. I mean, it's not really... It's silly the naming again, like beginner, intermediate, advanced, because beginner top split usually is the most competitive of all. So this has then been our pit stop. Now let's see what happens. Yeah, the guy ahead has to be overtaken. That was too early upshift. This corner is actually problematic with LMH because it starts to pulling the front in the middle of it. If you have too high mapping, it starts to understeer a lot. So now Phil here is telling I need less than what I have, but I think it's gonna show more and more as I increase my average consumption. I don't know what is it about this corner. In iRacing in Ferrari GT3 Fixed, earlier today I couldn't make the apex either. Or if I made the apex, the tires were absolutely overheated and I had no exit performance. Oh, what was the number one in the leaderboard? From Tonica, was it 24 or something? I was looking at it, but Why would I ever remember a lap time, you know? I keep forgetting them. It was 0.392, okay. So I need half a second. So much more pleasant with motor map off. Same for Imola turn 3, or like the exit king out of the first chicane. If you have LMH and the front motors kick in, you can barely make the exit, but turn the motor map to 0 and it's just a nice corner. So my fuel number is already higher than the current, which means I need to start thinking of a bit more fuel saving. Well, thank you. It's just annoying to have to keep switching the button. Alright, Subsy, enjoy your race. Feels good when the car is just becoming quicker and quicker as the tires heat up. It's not a recharge, it's, recharge is on max all the time. This is like the, how much is the output, the motor map. And recharge is always on max because it helps to stop the car, because the brakes are weak and you need all the extra stopping power you can get. But it's good for mileage as well, right? Yeah, the deploy. Ooh, okay. He was a lap down, okay. Thought it's for position. I got confused. And then I'm rotating my button here, the encoder, so quickly that it unsyncs as it's counting the clicks to show the correct kilowatts on my steering wheel. The language discussion. Always welcome on my channel. I mean, we still haven't learned any Portuguese today. Apart from Interlagos being between lakes, or in Slovenian we would call it Medvode. Well, that's a Slovenian joke, only Slovenians would understand probably. Ricardo, hello. Well, I know what you mean, but I don't think it's a good idea. But you can translate again for me what is that slogan like beneath Interlagos? It says like "Que autodromo" when you load the track. And to me it sounds like I don't even know how to translate that in English. But in German it would be like maybe like was für ein Rennstrecke. But it's probably wrong because I don't know why you would put that as a like slogan or subtitle. I mean autodromo or autodromo or whatever, I know what that means, but like the two words before that. No, like it's like que those two words, and like there's a plus, like plus que autodromo. I don't know, like I can show it later in the main menu, but it's just like directly under the name of the track. So again, it's something about the circuit, but I don't know what exactly about the circuit or racetrack. "20 minutes spa with hypercars. It depends on the temperature. If you have like 15 Celsius track temp, then it's surely soft. But if it's like 40 Celsius, then I'm gonna miss the apex. If it's 40 Celsius, then maybe even mediums for Quali. Although no, Spa is not long enough. For Le Mans it's like mediums for Quali if it's too hot. Because softs are really fragile. Thermal wise. But you will get a great start, so... 20 degrees. It's gonna be... It's hard to say. I think soft is more like a good start, get some positions, and then defend in the end with all that you have. Maybe lose a position or two. But if you gain 5 before versus mediums, then it's worth. Two podiums in 3 races, that's a very nice job. But the LMP2 is surely a nice car. I wanted to drive it today at Sebring as well, but the schedule is just so, I don't know, silly, or... It's not silly, it's alright, but for streaming I would just have to make several holes in my schedule, so... I just decided to avoid the LMP2 there. And I really like Interlagos today, so I will have fun doing 2 Interlagos races. As we will get some first people into the pits now, I think. And then we see how doomed we are. The drive-through is, I think, like 15 or 20 seconds. And then extra 20 for refill. Let's see where I end up. It's GT Freeze. That's convenient. %33% for P3, he will have a problem. Maybe I'm a lap short as well, but I can easily save that. I speak like Italian accent. I'm from Slovenia, which is very close to Italy, but it's not a Romance language. But I see that for many words that people from Germanic languages try to pronounce, they fail, but if I tell them to pronounce them in more Italian way, then they sound correct. Like my surname, because they are all breaking their tongues trying to say Simonchik or Simonchich or whatever, but it's just Simonchich, which kind of sounds Italian, but I mean maybe it is, because if you go southern down to Balkans, the accent on the in the words is earlier, so maybe we kind of took a bit of Italian accent into Slavic language, so the Slovenian started to sound more distinct. Right then, 9 minutes, 9 seconds. Not gonna be easy. But P1 is... Are we all overfueled or what? Because P1 has 10% less energy. Maybe my overlay is thinking it's gonna be a lot more than it actually is. They're hyper saving. Well, yeah, I see. 1 second lost. And they're battling. Ooh, it's crazy fight for top 3. That's nice. Keep it going. No, Corvette. Yeah, the guy with 20% is in trouble. It's been 9 minutes 9 seconds, now it's 6 minutes 6 seconds. But I guess the Toyota has done it. But P2 is potentially possible. What a train of cars. There's a lapped car amongst them, I think. Slipstream. This guy ahead is in trouble. He has 2 more laps of fuel, but it's 3 more laps to go, I think. That's a weird line. Yeah, it's gonna be 2 to go. So P4 has to box. That Aston is nice. Understeer in the wrong moment. Can I do it around the outside? What a fight. 1 lap to go. 2.6 to the leader. Where is all the traffic when I need it? Well, I gave it a go. I missed 1.4 in the end. Well, GG Toyota. And that's a P2. Okay, well, it's alright, I suppose, for messing up the quali, the quali fuel, leaving the quali fuel in the car instead of race fuel. But it's been a fun race. Not staged again, like not staged at all. I just forgot. But turned out to be a fun mistake to do. Oof. I have 10 minutes till Portimao GT3, so I guess it's alright if we quickly look into this battle. Ah, so this was a weird one. I think he was reaching for the calculator or something, or trying to calculate if it's 2 or 3 laps. But that was a big bonk. A lot of Astons today. I mean, it's a fun car for sure. Yeah, that was very conveniently placed Aston. It was even too close for the maximum overspeed. Here, like, that would have been such a beautiful switchback, but my front right just said nope, so I had to back out of it. And then I was about to hit his diffuser, so yeah. Still I had a bit of overspeed. And then this is such a nice a nice move around the outside, really. Like, I mean, he was very clean there. Like, it's so easy to just carry racing speed into the corner and just forgetting you are on the inside, so you cannot carry that much speed. A bit of a bong, but that's perfectly fine for a last lap race. Just enough space given, and then into full defense, and then the Porsche in the perfect space again. Yeah, here you never know if the GT3 is gonna turn in or not. It's just impossible. It's such a difficult corner to decide what to do, because you just have to nail it to be then in the best position for the last corner, right? But like, even not in the last lap, but normally when you're racing or defending. And then you don't know if he's gonna take the apex and you carry speed around the outside, or if you take the curb or not, and it's just so uncomfortable. Yeah, this track is great with Ferrari for sure. I don't know which car is the fastest, to be honest. But Ferrari is surely a very good bet. I might take the Lambo for the next one in 1 hour. Anyway, until then, let's take a GT3. And let's see if I actually gained some rating. Plus 1.7, okay. And I don't think I beat David Tonica in the leaderboard, but I had to kind of save fuel. And where I had pace and fuel, there was also traffic. So traffic is always such a nice excuse for all the bad things that happen in multiclass. Right, daily. LMGT3 fixed. And now what car do we take? A lot of Ford. Is Ford that good or what? Or is it just that it has such a big logo that it just looks like there is a lot of Ford? No, there is actually quite many Fords. Yeah, Moto, it's just the current situation. So basically, tires are not yet updated. They still have kind of older tire model. And the BOP is made for kind of half a year ago tires, so it's kind of thereabout. I mean, in VMS Pro you can see good racing between Peugeot, Toyota and Ferrari. I think Lambo would be in the mix as well. I think the BMW would be there as well, but it's not fine-tuned as it could be, but it will be at some point. Yeah, the hypercars will get the new tires at some point, and it's gonna be great. Right, what to drive here? Porsche, no. Do I just go mainstream and take the Ford? I like the Ford anyway. With Corvette should be good, I think. Yeah, BMW, I don't know about BMW because it's such a weird car. It should be good here, but the issue is it's great in high speed, but not good in low speed. It doesn't have good traction. It doesn't have good power at low RPM. Ford is free, of course. Ford is free. That's the reason. Wait, it's not the button that I wanted to click. I wanted to double check if there is some Corvette anywhere. There is a Corvette in 33. Does that mean that Corvette is a bit off pace? Toyota is it's good. I just don't like the feeling of Toyota on exits. Yeah, no worries about rambling. I mean, I'm rambling here as well. So Portimao is deceiving because it feels like a fast track, but all the fast corners are easy flat. So for last corner, I think... wait, I'm gonna take the Corvette. I don't care. Let's see what happens. Long time no drive. So last corner BMW would be great, but all other corners are kind of hairpins, braking zones, traction zones. I'm not making it into the server, am I? Unable to join. Well, thank you. Well, back to main menu. Back into online. No Porsche in the leader. Yeah, I mean, Porsche is broken. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. It just doesn't feel correct to drive. There we go. But BOP will come. I mean, it doesn't really make sense if you have a small studio and you're trying your best to put out all the content, and then there is like kind of half place. Unable to join the server? Okay. Let me, just in case, close the game. Because I don't want a problem here. And then reopen. So what was I saying? Yeah, no point in spending hours and hours and hours, which you need on a good BOP. And then a tire update comes, you know, so... But it's raceable, it's fine. Practice servers are shutting down. I mean, I just saw the timing on the server, like still 3 minutes to go, and I thought it's gonna let me in, but... Alright, I can wait. No problem. So Corvette was overheating the rears and was quite loose on the entries before a tire update. I think after December it became much more solid, because with December, remember, the fronts suddenly became a lot more kind of planted or heavy, a lot less erratic. They reacted slower, which was the feedback of the real life drivers, I believe, that they wanted the balance to shift like that, and that made the cars better, even the Corvette. But the Porsche is still, I mean, Porsche didn't exist before, or wasn't released before December, but even on these tires it's really weird. But well, there is a Porsche. And if there is a track where Porsche would be great, it would be here, right? because it's good on traction, good on brakes, rotates well. Yeah, moto makes sense, right? I mean, the more the more people that there is, or at some point there is like a critical mass of people, and after that, if there is not too much of specialized races, but if the content kind of rotates around, then the DRs will eventually just like naturally reorder themselves, or like be spread among players. Still, I think the people that are doing the championships are quite well off, because it's counting more towards the rating, so it's easier to gain. Right, Porsche was not released in the first batch, but it's the December tire model. This handles quite nice, I think. The Portimao curbs. I mean, they are mostly fine, but that turn 1 exit curb is just so rattly. But it goes so nicely into the hairpin. Pay to win. I mean, every game is pay to win, right? You have to first pay for the game before you can play it, so... I remember now, this car is actually really well suited for this track. It really likes to rotate into the hairpins without killing you like the Porsche. And this is not flat, right? Maybe it would be in perfect conditions. Hard to overtake at Portimao. I mean, it's... I don't think it's necessarily very hard to overtake, but it's not possible really to overtake into turn 1. We would have to have that alternative layout with a chicane into turn 1. Then it would be much bigger braking zone. But if you're close enough, some corners are so opened that you can just easily send one on the inside and see what happens. So I think it's pretty easy to initiate an overtake without being too risky. But then you have to just battle it out, a bit of side by side, and make it stick. But it is also true as well that we have not, or I have not done any like truly high-level esports races around here, so really not sure what happens when everybody is on the peak of their performance, how the overtake balance is then. Pretty far in front of the car with the cam, so I would argue that this is kind of in line with what you would like. Geometry is fine, I think the distance between what the monitor is simulating, so like at the monitor, at the point of monitor, it's kind of my eyes, but then the windshield would be like, I don't know, 20 centimeters, 30 centimeters more forward, and then I'm already 70 or 80 behind the monitor. So actually the windshield, if you combine the virtual distance in-game plus the physical distance, is like 1 meter, and I think that's kind of what it would be in a race car. But yeah, my problem is that this A-pillar is very obstructive and I don't want it to block my sight. I want to see the track. And then I sometimes say, I mean, hard to... What's that understeer now? Anyway, sometimes I say check onboards of people driving GT3s with GoPro on their head and then just cut out the bottom part of the footage, and you will get on the top part of the footage exactly what I have on the monitor. I mean, I'm happy to be proven wrong, but I think the geometry is very accurate if you combine it, like if you take into account my distance to the monitor and everything. Oh, my braking zones and braking points are completely messed up. Whole hypergrid in 1 second, that's crazy indeed. So, Mr. Joao in P1, and I'm almost a second off. But I think I have kind of learned the corners now. It's like visibility versus enjoying the interior of the car. But I'm quite sensitive to the FOV and the camera position, and yeah, if I have half of my monitor blocked with in-car dash, it's more difficult to get the references, like visual references from the track. And I'm 99% of the time looking on the track anyway. Just about made the corner. Not enough to beat Joao. But one more attempt. too much ABS. Just about avoided the track limit. That is a terrible racing line. But at least I broke as late as possible. Come on! Well, Joao improved again, so not come on. Well, into P2 for now. I'm happy. I mean, it's beating Joao in the middle of Portugal is not really a safe thing to do, right? So I let him take the pole and see what happens in the race. How are the tires? I mean, the temperatures are not high. Yeah, track temp is only 26. Alright. So I used 3.5 per lap-ish. Was it 145s? 12. I mean, let's just put this to 12. Sounds about right. Add a little bit extra for safety. $34 liters. That's not much. Okay, Portimao is not crazy on fuel anyway. Should be fine. Top 6 was Peugeot. I read that before, but it clicked now. Yeah, Peugeot at Monza is quite a good combination, right? Because Peugeot is naturally low drag, even the 24 Evo variant with the wing. Yeah, I mean, jumping into the cars and heavy pace, it's not really... I mean, yeah, I guess it was a fairly solid lap. But if there were like esports people just doing this, I would be a second off when I jumped in. But it's great fun. Where is my FFB? Reset? Still not there? Oh, now it's here. Had to reset it twice. Scary. No, but it's surely good fun to have so much experience that you can jump between cars and kind of expect what to do, so there is no need for hours of practice. As we all prefer to race than to practice, but yeah. Now the pace is quite slow here. Ah, okay. I was not on the pit limiter. What is it with my finger? I pressed it and... okay, whatever. Let's survive now. That happens way too often. I think I'm just getting lodged, or like I press into the button, but there is this ridge around it. Maybe I have to actually put the pit limiter onto some different button so I can easily press it. Why do I have to make my life difficult? Anyway, push, push. 4 Fords ahead. Split 1 P3. Okay, I mean, yeah, you have a point. I mean, I think the Mustang has a very solid front, quite a lot of front downforce. It's like a huge car, so I didn't really expect it to be that solid at Portimao. It's like Peugeot versus Ferrari at Fuji. I can carry more speed into corner, but they keep driving away on straights. P4. He was too generous. I mean, I don't really have a significant pace advantage, right? I think Mustang is just a fantastic all-rounder, very solid everywhere. Was it Portimao last time where I forgot that I have cuts and then I had to drive through in the end? Oh, that last downshift. Just about holding on the gap to P1. I will need some battles ahead. Well, sim racing and racing, it's sometimes sad, right? There has to be a bit of drama now and then. Thank you for the sub, Madeon. This exit in every car. Top 4 equally matching the pace. Upcoming Jardir. What do you mean? He's on in the server or starting the stream? Ah, well, Moto, I have to say then thank you for the compliment. I can say much appreciated, but I am so far still. But you know, I will see where this leads in the upcoming months and years. For sure, I just love sim racing, so I don't want to not be sim racing. Nice battle ahead. Keep going. But I mean, Jardir, he had ACC, right? Like ACC has been a huge deal. And then he's kind of different kind of streamer. Like he's really fast. He's a really good racer, but he's also a kind of probably better with words than I, or like he's good entertainer. And I mean, what I have going on for me is that I sometimes have enough pace to win Le Mans Virtual Series and so on. So that's useful to have as well, even if I'm not the best with words. I'm not the best with track limits either. How much do I have now? 1. Well, let's not cut anymore. Santa Claus Jardir. Well, let's see Jardir in 50 years with a grey beard. But we are closing in. I need one big dive from our friend Joao for the lead. And then it's instantly a big four-way battle. Bit of a lift. Well, much appreciated moto. Like 5 years ago, I never imagined I could actually consistently be doing streams and doing well. But of course with some help from Rafa team to give me some graphics and some ideas and some support, and it kind of works, right? Somehow. And when I'm watching other streamers, I kind of miss my view, the way that I have it. I mean, it's not that high quality as direct 4K stream of in-game footage, but just the perspective of the physical steering wheel with the monitor is, for me, more watchable, so I really wanted to push that direction, especially after getting that idea in the first place from Michi. I cannot carry that speed. They have just so much more front, which is weird because the Mustang really overhits the fronts. That Ferrari in the wall just will not find the escape button for some reason. I mean, we are winning LMVS. That is quite of a dream. But to some extent I'm already living my dream, doing sim racing for a living still for 5th or even 6th year in a row. Well, the first year, 2020, was just 2 months. But it's 6th year. No idea how and why. But it works. I don't know what to do about this battle. If I attack for P3, then P1, P2 are gone. But if I don't attack for P3, I might be stuck here for forever. And about rumors on the next LMVS, I don't really know. I mean, I heard stuff. Of course, Stephen Hood, the El Presidente himself of motorsports games, has himself hinted a couple of times about upcoming Le Mans Virtual Series. But all the rumors are kind of based on a full release of the game this summer, and then if it's stable and if it works, then stuff starts moving forward. That front left completely disappears. Okay, that... I hoped it's gonna be 0.25 of a cut, but... next cut and I have to fully brake. Okay, it's green. I'm just missing that final 10th of pace to strike. Just absolutely nothing from front left. I wonder if it gets fully squashed onto the backer and then it's basically infinitely stiff, because it's not really overheating. It's been quite a procession. Hi Raskolnikov. I mean, I qualified P2. If I didn't mess up the button press to start, I would be maybe still... Actually, I was P3, right, on the grid. I got out-qualified in the end, in the last moments. But it does feel like that the Mustang is a pretty solid choice around here. Like, I would have sent it from even far if it was a realistic chance, but I just didn't have any single chance, I think. And then, like, there is nothing. It's like iRacing. By iRacing, I mean the feeling that you turn in And suddenly the front grip completely disappears because it turns out you have, with slightly too aggressive initial input, overheated front left terminally, so corner is basically over and you have to just coast through with feeling that the front downforce is completely gone. And that's how it feels with the Corvette and last corner exit. Actually, so we have 14 minutes till the next race, so let me open the telemetry and see if I'm correct about this. Maybe let's have a quick look at the surface temperatures. Okay, maybe I don't know why is it so strangely scaled. But I mean, 129 peak front left, that's not... In LMU, that's not a reason for a complete loss of grip. But what about... There is no pack riding. So if this is the scatter plot, force versus position, so if this has like a knee, or how to pronounce it, like the... knee, like the knee, or is it knee or something with, you know, like that stuff that breaks in the middle. If you have that stuff breaking up, it means that suddenly it's hitting something stiff, but that's not the case here at all. And it's not hitting the ground at all either on the front left. The red is front left. I don't know, it's just the car geometry or something. Or is it actually the temperatures? It feels like the whole grip just completely disappears. Is it rake? Ride height. So blue is front ride height. I mean, over some bumps it does get negative. If you have negative rake, it's just gonna feel like the front wing fell off, even if the car doesn't really have a front wing. And maybe it's that. Very, very neutral rake, and then you have problem. Anyway. Joao, yeah. You made some good attempts. You would have to send it from far 2-3 more times, and then I would have a chance. But it was a bit of a procession. About Mustang, I don't know. It's a heavy car. It's a big car. It's got way too gentle BOP in real life. It's much slower than the proper race cars like Porsche, McLaren, Ferrari. But it has it was bopped so that it can race here, and it's really effective. I mean, I love to drive it. But it seems that it works even on tracks like Portimao. I think it would struggle maybe... Where would it struggle? I mean, it's kind of great all around. Oh no, -2 happens. But yeah, I mean, my fault. Not sure how it's visible from here, but like these buttons don't have like a bracket around them, or have a little bit, but not from this side, only from here. But this one is like recessed. It's put like more into the wheel rim, and I start by pressing it, and this happened way too often now that I pressed it and it just didn't press because I don't know, I mean, how difficult is it to press a button? For me, it seems like it's impossible sometimes to press it. Like, I have to try hard to get kind of stuck, but... I don't know. Whatever. Let's find the car for the next race. He was parking the car in every apex. I mean, at Portimao you can sometimes work around that. if you force him to park the car and then you just surprise by just carrying the speed around the outside, like at the sector 2 long right, and then maybe you can make a switch back into the uphill. Anyway, what about an LMDH? I was thinking of the Peugeot as well, or the Lambo. Like maybe I can take the Lambo, or should I take? Lambo is a bit difficult over curbs, very bouncy. Like this turn 2 curb in the background, I don't like to think what's gonna happen there. Yeah, tortellini, it's I don't like the procedure either. It's just too rigid, and you cannot really. I mean, it should be like it's in real life, but if they fully mimic like it's in real life, then I just have to be happy with that. But at the moment, it really feels very, very rigid, and there is nothing you can do. Lambo or BMW? I kind of want to take the BMW. Lambo is bad on fuel. Let me take this one. Lambo is bad on fuel, and that means that it can actually do like 1 lap less or 2 laps less than others. I mean, with ×2 fuel, is that more prominent or less? Like if it's ×2 fuel here, it means that it's less about the car, but more about what you do with lift and coasting. Anyway, I like the BMW. Yeah, tortellini, I agree with that. Like for the dailies, with me doing some iRacing recently, to farm iRating, I saw a couple of times the issue where the leader just didn't go according to the general convention and just kept braking until the race, like the starting line, and it was just a big mess. But if the people are sensible, then it's fine. Right, let's leave virtual energy alone this time. Let's just fix the fuel ratio. And I need to change my LCD. So that it goes to 50 instead of 200. Great, now my G-Sync stopped working. My Steam frame rate disappeared. Oh no, the frame rate is back. But G-Sync is dead. Brilliant. Whatever. Yeah, manual starts are good, like it just requires some very simple rules and it works then. It's funny, after I have driven the Ferrari and now going to this, it just... The Ferrari is so random with what it does with the front. It grips a lot and then it just stops gripping and then locks up. And then it bites and then it stops biting, but this just like glides through the corner. Slightly on the understeery side, but sufficiently. Yeah, I cannot relate to that average iRacing start because I never have a buddy racing with me, so but I mean, if it's a manual race start and then the leader decides when to go, it just maybe it's too OP for the leader. I mean, if everyone is on pit limiter and then the leader releases the pit limiter, it's at least the speeds are the same. But the leader can do like stuff like decelerating, accelerating, weaving, and then while nice Peugeot there, while weaving he slowly accelerates, but sometimes suddenly he stops weaving and he has already 50 kph more than everybody else, and it's just too easy to avoid any action into turn 1. Although in F1 some people tend to mess it up sometimes. So iRating, I think I have 5230-ish. I was about to gain a lot previous week, but then I got disconnected, and then instead of gaining... Wait, no, yeah, two consecutive races. I would be losing like maybe -10, and then I got disconnected and I lost -90. And then next race, which I might do like short highlights of because it was an absolutely crazy race. I was about to win Split 1 in IMSA LMP2 class because everybody had crashed themselves out of the race right in front of me. Or like sometimes I had to stop the car on track to kind of go 5 kph around all the mess. I drove the car into the lead and then binned it myself as well. And then I only gained like 10 or 15 iRating because the whole Split 1 almost crashed themselves out. I spent 6 minutes in the pits repairing, or even more, and I was still P4. So yeah, I would have like 5.5 maybe if stuff went a bit better, but 5.2 for now. Hi Fabio, thank you. I mean, WEC is quite strict about the positioning as well, so that both lanes have to be on the grid spots, or like driving over those. Anyway, I think it's time to switch servers. Ah yeah, the split, or like GT3s being 10 seconds or 20 seconds behind hypercars, still yet to be implemented. I'm just thinking of the dates of the next updates. Like, it should be in May, right? But not sure how they're gonna schedule it exactly. But by Le Mans 24 hours, it would be really good to have a full version, like out of early access by 24 hours of Le Mans, right? It's about to be May already, so... And we are yet to have the final content for 24 season. Yeah, tortellini, let's see. Doesn't make you tired like ACC somehow. I think I know what you mean. Like, my endurance racing experience in ACC is like less physically tiring, but much more mentally tiring. I mean, I don't have many hours in ACC, maybe 500. Would need to check. But we have done an endurance season there some years ago. It was a Kota race and we drove the Porsche. In the rain it was really nice, but in the dry it's like... I don't know, it was like full focus all the time through all the corners just to keep it on the rails, kind of, although I never knew how exactly to drive ACC. But in LMU I get physically tired, like proper workout, but not mentally tired. Like, I can drive for much longer because the car just communicates everything that I need from it, and it's just way more relaxing. I don't have to hold on for dear life, not knowing what's gonna happen, so it's much less stressful. In RF2, I mean, my record is like 5 hours and a bit at Le Mans with LMP2, and I think second after that of longest stints. It's actually... Wait, it was that Dundrod race with 1954 car, that historic HRSC thing. That one was mentally tiring because basically it was 300 horsepower coffin going 250 through narrow bends, through bushes. And one single mistake is life-ending crash even in the sim. That's a beautiful lockup. I want a bit more ARB. Oh, brake migration is bad. Okay. Fix. Butter brakes and bicycle tires. Yes, indeed, exactly the experience. But it was such a nice season. And Joao, actually, good that you ask, because in these days I'm gonna make an Instagram post about it, but I will drive in Formula A. So if you don't know what it is, historic roads. Wait, HRC, Historic Racing Sports Community? Maybe? I don't know. No, the S is for sim racing, maybe. Basically, the community that organizes these races is gonna organize 1967 F1 and F2 seasons. 9 races with those nice old RF2 cars that drive really nicely. And first round is this Saturday. And we will be driving stuff like Monza, Spa, the historic one. We will drive Pescara, we will drive the historic Monaco, Nordschleife. It's gonna be really good. And like in 67, on some tracks, Formula 1 and Formula 2 will actually drive like multi-class, sharing the track. Well, when I was taking the BMW hypercar for this, I didn't expect Fabio Grigoletto to be present. Maybe I would have gone for a different car if I knew he was gonna join. But yeah, I'm not going fast now. He's so far ahead of P2. Oh, Pescara is beautiful. The only thing that's not beautiful is that I would have to learn 100 corners. But GP Labs had a nice video on it. Just about locking up into apexes. But that's gonna be a nice 1 second of pace. This turn 2 into turn 3 is just such a struggle. I don't know why. The car stops rotating. Whatever one does with the setup. And it's not like the real life on boards feel like, so I blame the tires. Or the tire model. But again, it's placeholder for now. Better tires coming soon. Hopefully. It's just because the car relies on the rear rotation quite a lot. And when the rear stops rotating, the front just doesn't produce enough of grip. I think 2 more attempts, right? So let's try to find the 1/10.5. somewhere. Or, I mean, 1 second and half a tenth, alternatively. Very messy. Wait, am I gonna get extra lap? 26, 25. Gonna just about miss on the extra lap. But one more. I should have been dead now. Somehow tires held me. An esports entry. And I'm gonna mess it up. The classic. Well, before... I mean, I wouldn't get far anyway. What was it, 3/10 gained maybe? But I really pushed it all the way over the limit. Even here on the entry, but... that was a bit too late. Yeah, let's see. Now Fabio is, let's say, in a different class here. But we will let him enjoy his P1. And let's see what happens. But look at that. P2 to P7 2/10.5. Exactly. Crazy. The last corner classic. There is no one in the world who doesn't do it now and then after a great lap. Just following the example of the 3 times world champion. Is it 4 times already? Wait. 21, 22, 23. Is Max 3 or 4 times world champion? Is it 4 or... I don't know. I'm really old. It's 4. Copy. Yeah, I thought, yeah, 21 was the big year and then 3 kind of easier ones. So if he can do purple crash, then I can do it as well, right? Mihaiser, thank you for your sub. Yeah, Moto, I think that's the case as well, and like, I just knew I carried so much more speed through the whole sector 2 and yeah, down the hill as well, but I thought I could somehow stop it, but I couldn't. New leaderboard lap, yeah, most likely. I should have taken the Lambo. I think Lambo is reasonably competitive, but again, I was just scared about the bumps and it... I will report his lap time later. And he will get a lifetime ban. Oh no, I'm about to make a weird joke that maybe 5 people will understand. I'm rather not gonna do it. But it's something about VMS Pro and about certain statement and about certain... I'm not gonna go there. Anyway, 30 seconds to go. I know it's the worst when somebody starts to talk about a joke and doesn't tell it to the end, but I might get banned if I tell it because it's inappropriate. Yeah, I could look at the replay, but I was making sure I don't forget to put the correct virtual energy this time. Yeah, we can watch later for sure. Oh, my ARBs. Wait, why is TC... Ah, I set TC in the setup, but ARB is not set in the setup. And brake migration, oh no. 51, let's say. Okay. All ready? Let's go. Raider OP. Uh-oh, free white. Yeah, there is no way without the Raider that I would dare going to the inside there. But I felt it was important to defend. Well, Fabio drives into the distance. And we try to fight for P2. Brake mig, I set it correctly, okay. Double check. That's an orange track limit. Copy. So with the Ferrari, I've been doing high 34s, I think. 24s. Yeah, Fabio already P1 in the leaderboard with 24-2. But I will need to first set a legal lap time. the BMW should kind of eat Toyota alive on the straight. But maybe not with the default fixed setups. I cannot decide if I'm stuck or if I'm just in a position where I'm actually optimally fuel saving. Although, well, 4 seconds to P2, 3% energy difference. I would rather be 4 seconds further ahead. Nice try from behind. If the Toyota nails every apex, then I cannot really get close. But I can still keep saving fuel, so... Just must not let the gap to P2 increase too much. It's a Porsche doing Porsche things. There we go. Thought twice about turning in, but the overlap was sufficiently small that he just had to bail out of it. Oof, overtaking LMH with an LMDH is tricky. Especially Toyota, that's very good on the brakes. Getting super lucky with traffic. Doesn't happen often. I mean, it's super scary to brake there, but it is just so grippy and so smooth. I just have to kind of lift and do it. If I brake fully, then I brake on the track, but if I kind of lift and coast, it's perfectly fine to go. It's not grass, it's just kind of some kind of concrete. Oh, nice anti-cut riding there. "10 seconds to Fabio." Crazy pace. And P2 getting stuck again. Oops. It was a bit of a gravel on the braking. But 4% advantage of virtual energy, it's like 2 seconds, I think. So effectively I'm right on the rear or alongside P2 if I keep this gap. I think once the slip angles get tamed fully, using that Astro or that bumpy concrete there, it's gonna be less visible already. Because now I'm kind of counting on the rear to just stick once I transition, like once I load the tires while still on the Astro. Because the front obviously hits the asphalt first and grips up, and the rear is still on the lower grip surface, so perfect recipe for a big snap. But if the rears can take 10 degrees of slip easily, it's not a big deal. It's still bumpier than any grass in iRacing. P2 is getting absolutely destroyed by traffic. Or is he maybe mismanaging the traffic? he just lost like 3 seconds. Poor guy. That was a nice lap, maybe 2 tenths lost. That's gonna be 24.9? No, 7? .24.7 with 2 tenths lost, so mid 24s are possible. But Fabio just did a 0.1. Do I have enough slipstream here? Ferrari is tricky into turn 1. Tricky to stop. I'm just gonna lift. Save the fuel. Yeah, I'm thinking of ARB, but at the same time it's not really ARB issue. It's more like aero issue or vertical stiffness. Not gonna squeeze into there, but I have to because he's missing all the apexes. Alright. Does he have some kind of an issue? But yeah, I mean, I can try. I think I will move brake bias a bit forward. Because on early braking I tend to lock up the rear a bit, although later the front is locking, but I'm already maxed out with brake migration. Maybe I just peak a bit lower with the brake pedal and it's gonna be fine. So let's try to get rid of the understeer there. 33, let's see. Yeah, I guess I'm overheating front right quite a lot, and then I turn into the last corner and it's already out of the temperature window. But it's high speed understeer, it's just how the fixed setups are. Safe in high speed. So I would need a bit lower front at speed. Have a bit more downforce. Or a bit less rear wing. I mean, I suppose 3 is better on the ARB now. Might as well try 2. In VMS Pro Season 1 I had it on 5 or 4 mostly, but I had much more aggressive aero setup. So I needed to offset. Could even try 1 and then maybe brake bias a bit forward. You know what? That's nice. Delta is happy. Yeah, it works well with this understeer aero for sure. It's quite like sideways aggressive a little bit. The rear kind of starts dancing a bit. But with these tires, that's fine. Did I turn towards that Porsche? Or did he turn into me? What a weird bunch of cars. To start thinking of some refuel. That's some slip angle. He turned in, okay. I mean, turn 1 is a bit like it. Turn 1 starts 500 meters before turn 1 because it just slowly starts kinking left. So I have like 5% more energy than Fabio, which is 2-3 seconds. I don't know, I shouldn't really be looking at the gap to Fabio, to be honest. Okay, what is he doing? Not using more than half of the road. This ARB is quite aggressive, but yeah, I think really once the slip angles are tamed, this is not a feasible way to make rotation, but for now it is. To be honest, I don't really know much about Fabio, but well, I met him on track in Le Mans Ultimate, and I believe he comes from ACC. Not fully sure though. But well, he's quick. He's Italian in a Ferrari, so, you know, it has to be a good combination. Still understeering, to be honest. I would need more engine braking, but there is no engine brake map in LMU. No, it's BMW is a bit of pace, you know, after the BOP, and it's quite an LMH track, many corners. So LMDH, like BMW, doesn't work that well here, but it's still a fun car. And I mean, if Fabio wasn't here, it would be still easy, well, not easy win, but realistic win. I think I have to add a little bit more fuel. Box, box, box. The tiny pedal says 46. Now goes to 41. I will have extra, just for the safety. Yeah, I was. I could go maybe slightly later on pit entry, but I was very marginal. I tested it well enough today in practice. So through goes Fabio. And he took a lap less. Okay. So what does Tiny Pedal say about amount of laps? 7 to go. Yeah, I overfueled by a lap. But I mean, you know, if I was 2 seconds behind Fabio, I would have risked it. But with 15 seconds gap, it doesn't make much sense. Yeah, I am flat out till the end. He might have to save maybe 2%, but that's simple. No, Roman, I think they are saving fuel more in real life. So if you're watching on boards, they have engine maps done in such a way that towards the end of the straights they slowly start losing speed to increase efficiency. And usually my experience was, at least in RF2 and LMU, that in cases where going extra lap on fuel tank would make sense and would align the stints more with what real life is, it was still quicker to push more and just refuel more if strategy allowed, if it didn't mean extra pit stop. Alpine is fine, it's just a bit messy to drive. I don't know how to put it. I haven't driven it much, but it kind of throws you around a lot. Generally LMDH cars, including Alpine, are slightly trickier to drive to some extent. Although the BMW is not a good example because it's very tame, very solid everywhere. Alpine is different also in the aspect that it doesn't have anti-roll bars like other cars. I mean, I would have to study it more, but you have to control the lean of the car with spring rates, or whatever it's called in real life. But in LMU it's called spring rates, and you have to control the roll in corners by that, because ARB is only kind of for damping. So you can easily have I mean, in RF2 the meta setup was always to go very soft. I think it's the same in iRacing, to be honest. But if you go very soft with Alpine on the suspension, you will crash into the ground in faster corners, and there is no way to offset that by anti-roll bars. You just have to make a stiffer suspension to handle it. But I've only really worked on Le Mans suspension for the Alpine, not really sure how is it all around. I never know which side to go. Outside feels very inviting, but that's because I have so much like Formula 1 style cars experience there. From Formula Sim Racing, WC and so on. Because if you have front and rear wing and you're going 200, you can just carry so much more speed than with the hypercars that still have good downforce but are just so heavy. So better to wait for a switchback sometimes. I didn't know if he's gonna take the apex or not. What cat is Ferrari? Is that a typo or... Not sure if this should be a big snap and a crash in real life. Sometimes I see onboards of WEC hypercars and they are just fully sideways and they just catch it like it's nothing. But sometimes they snap uncontrollably. No, Ferrari is LMH. So LMH cars are those who have motor and regen on the front. That's Toyota, Ferrari, Peugeot, and Isota. I don't even know how the non-hybrid cars are called there. Just LM or what? I don't know. There is no H. Wait, does the I guess the H doesn't stand for hybrid, but for hypercar anyway. They're LMH. Okay, yeah. Makes sense. it's still a hypercar, of course. So 1 lap to go, with big gaps ahead and behind. I wonder how close to Fabio I would be able to stay if I just took Ferrari again. But then it was up to Fabio to spice it up as well. Maybe take the Alpine instead of Ferrari and see what happens. I mean, it's a common misconception to think that the H is for hybrid, but I have read that the fact that it is a common misconception so much that I actually started to have the misconception. Well, GG Fabio, nice gap. But I mean, I didn't think that the plus 20 kilos that the LMDH has received, well, Porsche got plus 10, but I didn't think that's gonna be that dramatic. But as it stands, it really is dramatic. Like at Portimao, like there is some track-specific BOP, but still at Portimao and Kota and Interlagos are like tracks with many corners. It's hard to make LMDH work at all. And then low downforce tracks like Le Mans and Monza are kind of a Peugeot track, so Peugeot is LMH, so I don't know. Well, that was a race into P2. I mean, one P2 with a Ferrari and one P2 with a BMW. I need to watch that start. This move, like fully across the track, this is like certain death. You don't ever do it, but if you have the radar, like you just see that there is a gap and you just swerve across, block the inside. But then because I'm the only LMDH in the picture, everybody else... Oh, there is Isota. Nice. Well, we can hide that, and now I'm the only LMDH in the picture, which means that everybody else can go deeper on the brakes, and they try to force a 3 wide, and I'm like, eh. The Toyota kind of missed the apex a bit. A classic Interlagos lap 1. I mean, the overtakes themselves weren't anything crazy, right? Kind of forgot how I overtook the Toyota. Ah, it was this almost Ocon versus Verstappen move. Just about enough of a gap. Again, radar for the rescue. Without radar, I wouldn't dare to turn in like that. It's a bit OP, unrealistically. Although, yeah, we don't have the side visibility because, well, especially if you have a single 27-inch monitor, it's even harder. Fabio GG, LMH are well, LMH are live then, or what? If I want to leave, I need LMH. Luckily, I took LMH for VMS Pro. VR, oh yes, VR. Well, minus 0.3 for P2. Oh dear. I think I promised to quickly look at the replay about the nice last corner of my Quali that I have Absolutely Verstappen. Well, happy for you, Fabio. No, I'm still on a solid way down to silver 3. Maybe at some point I just need to do like a championship, like the multi-class masters or something. Just get some podiums, some wins, and I'll be gold 2 again. Is it this lap? Oh yeah. I want to look at the whole lap because it was like the tires shouldn't have held it. Downshift to first. Early on throttle. I could be even earlier there on throttle. Here I had the snap, right? Okay, maybe lost a 10th. Just the rear axle locking up, and then I touched the stuff on the right, and then it became even worse. That would have been a big snap in real life, you know. Like at that point the rear would just explode. But the tires held. 55% because connection. Oh, that's painful. Yeah, I agree about the steering wheel. A weird one. Although, I guess the 3D model is not the most accurate, or my graphics settings aren't maxed out either. So let's say I lost 1/10 by that snap. That's half a tenth as well. So 1/10 and a half. Yeah, you see that aggressive downshift to first. It's just the rear axle just eats it up and just sends the car into the apex. Not sure if the camera picks it up, but like it's really possible to feel it. Like that last downshift, just as if I kicked the steering. That was absolutely flat. Yeah, okay, maybe TC kicked in, and then I was like 3/10. Fabio, what was your lap time? 23.7? No, 20... it was faster, 23.3, right? Or something. And then I was overly enthusiastic and I threw it. But at best it would have been, well, half a second off you, Fabio. Ah, where is the... Ah, okay. Either way. Let that be it for today. So on Saturday, I will be doing F1 1967 around South African track of East London. I have never heard of it, but it's kind of a short one. I don't think I can see it from replay. That like standings doesn't show anything, I think. So yeah, East London, it's gonna be without any downforce, with a lot of power. It's gonna be the Eagle F1 car from the USA in the Rafa Esports colors, and we will be sending it around with the round wheel rim and H pattern, so gonna be fine on Saturday. And then on Sunday, wait, what is it, the weekly? Was it Portimao as well? Weekly. Yeah, it's Algarve. 95-minute some Toyotas already booking the first spots. I don't know, I'm thinking of maybe trying to do something with the Peugeot, because at some point in VMS Pro we will have this situation where I will have to make the Peugeot work against the Ferraris and Toyotas, so maybe I will try to struggle a bit to crank all the downforce I can and see what happens. And hopefully not go 1.5 of the Toyota. Should be a fun weekend. Well, till then, thank you for watching. Thank you for the new subs, for the likes. If you have not liked, then I will gladly appreciate some clicks so that the algorithm doesn't hate me that much. And until next time, have a nice evening. Bye bye.